I've been a long-haul trucker for over 15 years, and I've seen some strange things, but nothing like what I saw on Route 84 in New Mexico. It was 2:30 a.m., mid-November. I was hauling a load from Phoenix to Amarillo. That stretch of highway is quiet, no lights, barely any signs of life. Just black road, red sand, and an endless horizon. I was in the middle of a straight stretch when I saw her. A woman, barefoot, walking down the shoulder, wearing a long white dress that rippled in the wind. She didn't even flinch as I approached. I tapped the horn just in case she needed help. No reaction. She didn't even look up. Something felt off. I slowed and pulled onto the shoulder about 100 feet ahead of her. I stepped out with my flashlight and called, "Ma'am, you okay?" No answer. She kept walking, slowly, until she was just about 15 feet from me. That's when she looked up. Her eyes were solid black, no whites, no pupils, just two dark voids. She opened her mouth, and I swear it didn't look human. It was wide, like it unhinged. Then she let out this sound. Not a scream, more like a rumble. Low, vibrating through the air and right into my bones. I didn't wait. I jumped back in the truck and floored it. My rig rattled as I sped away, but I couldn't bring myself to look in the mirrors. At the next truck stop, I told another driver what happened. He didn't laugh. He just nodded and said, "That's the hitchhiker of 84. You're lucky she didn't climb in." In 2018, I was driving cross-country solo for the first time, coast to coast. Somewhere in Nebraska, I stopped at one of those 24-hour truck stops. It was nearly midnight, and I was beat, so I decided to grab a shower before hitting the sleeper. I paid for a private shower room, clean enough tile walls, dim light, a small mirror. About 10 minutes into my shower, I heard a knock, light, rhythmic. I thought maybe someone had the wrong door. I ignored it. Then it knocked again, harder, more impatient. I wrapped a towel around myself, peeked through the cracked door. No one there. The hallway was empty. I closed the door, but the lights flickered. Once, twice, then went out completely. In total darkness, I heard something drag across the floor. Inside the room, I couldn't breathe. I backed into the corner, shaking, heart pounding. Then I felt the water turn ice cold. I reached out, trying to find the knobs. My hand brushed something. That wasn't a wall. It was warm, breathing. The lights flicked back on. The room was empty again, steam everywhere, but no sound. I dried off, dressed in record time, and ran back to my cab. When I told an older driver what happened the next day, he told me that truck stop had a history. A female driver was murdered there in the showers years ago. Her killer was never found. "Some say she knocks to warn you," he said. "Others say she's still looking for the man who opened that door." I've been driving since the late 90s, and I still keep a CB radio running, even if it's mostly dead air nowadays. But in 2006, somewhere in rural West Virginia, I heard something that still makes me sweat when I think about it. It was about 3:45 a.m., thick fog, barely any cars in sight. I was hauling tankers and trying to stay awake, flipping through channels out of boredom. Then I heard it. Channel 19, a woman's voice. "Is anyone there? I need help, please." Her voice was static-filled, like it was coming from far away. I responded, "This is westbound tanker, who's calling?" There was silence, then more static, and then she repeated it. "I need help. He's in the truck. He's not driving anymore." I froze. "Ma'am, do you have a location?" She responded with something I couldn't understand, gibberish or code. Then, silence. Suddenly, another voice broke in, a deep male voice, distorted and angry. "Stop listening." And then the entire channel went dead. No static, nothing. I pulled into the next rest area and sat there for an hour. Engine off, CB still on. Never heard another word. A few months later, at a diner in Ohio, I told that story to a guy who ran dispatch for a small fleet. He looked shaken. He told me there was an unsolved case from the late 90s. Woman trucker abducted by a fellow driver. Last thing she managed to do was call out on CB Channel 19 before her rig was found abandoned on a mountain road. That night, I changed my radio setup, and I've never used Channel 19 again. And those were 3 true trucker horror stories, grim proof that the long highway holds more than just freight and fuel. For the drivers out there, alone in the dark, pushing through storm, silence, and sleep deprivation, sometimes it's not mechanical failure or weather you should fear. It's what waits on the roadside. A barefoot woman who never stops walking. A cold breath behind the shower curtain. A voice on the CB that was never meant to be heard. These roads are filled with legends, but some of them aren't just stories. So next time you're behind the wheel, miles from the nearest town, and something strange comes across your signal, don't answer. Not everything on the highway wants help, and not everything out there is alive. If one of these stories made your headlights feel dimmer, tell us which one chilled you most in the comments. And if you've ever had a terrifying experience while hauling freight or traveling the open road, we want to hear about it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real horror stories from the places most people never see. Until next time, keep your eyes on the road, and whatever you do, don't stop for shadows.